Good morning, Nigeria, and welcome to Enterprise Morning right here on Enterprise Television. It's a brand new day, and we are here to help you shake off the blues and take on the midweek with the most important stories that are worth your attention right about this time. We would enjoy you to please be part of our tribe, join our community, and have a say in what we say by logging on to our website at enterprisetvnews.com, and also follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igwidike.
And I'm Choma Okohe.
In a bit, we'll be going to our newspaper headlines to see what we have for you this morning, and right after that also will be our main conversation for today. Our guests today in the studios are legal luminaries. We're starting from Barrister Vance Ofeli, a barrister at law and a public affairs analyst, and Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid, also a barrister at law and a public affairs analyst. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
And welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Yes. Choma.
Yeah,
Good
good
morning.
morning, Henry.
How are you
It's a
today?
Beautiful Wednesday.
Yes,
morning.
indeed. Yes. So let's kick off our newspaper headlines today with the first daily. What do we have, Choma?
Yeah, we're starting with the Daily Times newspaper. The big story here. Stalemate as organizers reject IGP's no street procession offer. And we'll have about 2 riders to that particular story. Thugs threaten Lagos protesters as court confines demonstrations to parks. Moving on, Nigerian Correctional Service declares custodial centers red zones. Now, moving on the top strip of the Daily Times newspaper, you find Interpol launches silver notice against money laundering. Details are on page 16.
Yes, and to get into that story proper, we have it here authoritatively that the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, says thousands of dollars are laundered out of Nigeria every hour. It said Garba Umar, the vice president of Interpol Africa, spoke on Monday at a workshop organized for law enforcement agencies at the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC Academy in Abuja. It says evidence has shown that every hour, hundreds of thousands of dollars are flown out of Nigeria to the regions that in Africa and across the world, laundered before it reaches the pocket of criminals to enjoy the profits of their crime, while the hard-working and honest Nigerians pay the price of a crime itself. Gentlemen, there we have it. But before we get into this, I would love to possibly get to dig into what Pandora Papers had to say. I think this is very important. Nigerian president, that's a report they did in August 29, 2023. Nigerian president appoints new minister accused of helping a former dictator launder looted billions. And of course, there's no other person but Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, Minister of Budget and Planning. What are we doing here? Why are we inviting people while we know people we should be going after? Pastor Vasufeli.
Yeah, I said it yesterday that Tinubu constitutes a very serious indictment in the country and the masses at large. Because the truth is that the moment the electoral system was compromised in his favor, he will become what he is today. So he's going to appoint like minds. He's going to make claim to be appointing credible Nigerians. But then at the end of the day, what you're going to have is where we are now. Now, the Interpol, okay, is giving us a very useful information to the effect that nobody is fighting corruption in Nigeria. Okay? Huge amounts of money is being laundered daily. Now, these funds are laundered through the banks, okay, through the airports, through the seaports, through all the entries, okay, in this country. And it's done hourly. Not even, that is to say, you have a huge influx of resources out of the country. Then those who are working day and night to promote the image of the country and to those who are law-abiding are the ones that will bear the brunt of all these issues. Because the truth is that this administration just started a year ago. And now this is the evaluation report that was seen. We've been saying it all the while that this government isn't pushing Nigeria forward. The PDP government You could criticize them if you want, but if I were to join a political party today, I'll join the PDP. I know that things were not even rosy, things were not good at the time, but at least there's some level of, there's a limit to what they did there. There's a limit. This one, there's no limit.
So you're talking about party and not the personalities that own the party,
No,
because it's always a mismatch.
It's a reference. Yeah. I just give a reference. You understand? The crimes are being committed not by political parties, by people. But what I'm saying is that the level of discipline, we saw during that era, you can't compare it to what we have now. Because now you are being told that the economy is being managed, okay, and that you should wait and give them more time. But now when you go into the details of that wait, they're asking you to wait, to give them more time. The result is this: wait, give them more time so that money will be laundered hourly. So that is why the protesters have said that this more time you're asking for is to do what? To further entrench, the decay that we have and all that. So people have argued that there's no time to give anymore, and that people are going to go out, okay? Because money laundering is a serious offense, okay, and it has the capacity to destroy an entire economy. In fact, it has the capacity to render the masses stranded to the point where they will not be able to, because what it means is that the country will keep borrowing. And those funds that are borrowed will be looted.
Will be sent back to
and they will be laundered. So that is what we are talking about. So when you have that kind of system, and then the government will keep majoring on minors, they will keep addressing issues that does not impact the larger society. And when they keep at that, monies are being laundered, policies are directed at the elites. Okay, there's no blockade, everyone is looking for what to get from the system. No one is thinking about how to contribute to the system so that the system can be up and running. Even the security agencies that are telling you that money is being laundered early. When you give them the time, you accept that this is an international police. Okay, the report didn't come from the Nigerian this thing. So the situation at hand is that there's lack of patriotism, largely so. The masses aren't different from the leaders, really. The masses are even worse. I mean, after this protest, we should organize another protest called End Bad Citizen Protest.
Okay, thank you, Barrister Philip. Now, talking about, now over to you, Barrister Tunji. Barrister Philip just made a very strategic comment saying that the leaders are no different from the citizens. Now, if we go down memory lane, as of July 12, 2024, a total of roughly 721 billion naira was paid in cash as bribes to public officials in 2023. And the Nigerian Corruption Survey also said that as of this year, July 2024, it's increased from 5.754 billion to about 8,284 have been paid. Now, if our government officials can collect bribe, the Interpol now saying that money is being laundered, don't you think it's coming from the same leaders who are actually collecting bribes? Or should the citizens be looked at this point?
You are talking about people who are collecting bribe. Those in government are not collecting bribe. They are just packing the money. The money that's meant for you at night to enjoy are common with. They are assigned to their respective ministry or agency or whatever. They'll just corner it, they fight it, and then it becomes their own personal money. So if you are people talking about people who are the civil servants, but the one you are talking about now to do civil servants, right?
The minister.
Even the minister you are talking about, apart from the one they are cornering, they are still collecting returns or bribe, or I don't want you want to call it. I don't want to call it bribe. They still collect those things.
Kickback,
exactly, to do whatever they want to do. You see, you cannot have a system that don't prevent that's not preventing corruption, that encourages corruption, and that does not punish people for committing crime. Most times people who are being alleged of being corrupt or who have been alleged of one crime or the other, corrupt practices or the other, have been given higher responsibilities. So in other words, we are saying it is good to have to be in that position. If you look at the all our ministers today, I can remember as I'm sitting 5 or so that have an allegation of corrupt practices before they have been appointed. And it may even be all of them are cut across.
You know the Senate president.
Yes, I know I can remember Matawali, the former governor of
Yes.
he was in fact EFCC was on his neck when he was appointed as minister.
Yes.
The Oludunmi Ojo, the allegation of corruption against him now, nothing has happened. The Senate president, he was being looked for by the Senate EFCC when he became the Senate president. So many of them in that category. If you want, in fact, recently we have been told that somebody has been appointed as can't remember the woman from Lagos that was alleged of diverting palliative material.
He's been given higher responsibility. He used it for his birthday.
So if you continue to this where you don't punish people and then you reward people who commit crime, some people became got higher position in Nigeria today because they are the system. They hijacked the National Assembly by removing the what's it called, the mace, and they allows what you see is to become a deputy state president.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that the figure you even quoted, even though I don't believe in those figures, because
who counted
how they arrive at their amount being
they have an auditor.
So the money may not be lower than what they are even
or higher.
So how do they know who gave bribe, how much was given, who collected it? How do they arrive at the figure?
It's always
so if they are saying people collect bribes, I mean that is very, very on the high level, yes, I accept. But putting the figure to it as also amount of money has been collected as bribe, to me, it can't be. Okay, it can't be. You give evidence.
But thank you. At this point now, because Umar has said that financial crimes are transactional, and the law enforcement agencies need regular training to intercept fraudsters. At this point, they're trying to organize a training so they could train these people in question, so they could be able to checkmate and pick points and withhold this money that have been laundered out of Nigeria. With your analysis now, do you think the purpose for this training would be actualized, or it's just something that would not yield anything?
You see, I mean, I'm not that person that would just be. We don't lack those things. Most of those people in government don't lack those things. But the training you said about what we lack is our character and the attitude. The mentality is the problem. You see, there is not as if I tell you those who are even entrusted with the responsibility of enforcing these people who are breaching the law are also more corrupt than those that are taken. So whatever training you give them, if you as a lawyer, if you go to EFCC, go to ICC, go to any police, you know the kind of thing that happens. So you understand. So when you are given responsibility, you have a mindset of making money for yourself. You have a mindset of having an estate somewhere, having a luxurious cars, having this and that, or to contest in the future for election, and you need to back money. You are no way, no matter how much training they give you. I'm not saying training is not essential. But what I'm saying is that we need to train our mind. We need to reset our thinking. We need to reset our because most times people just steal money that they don't even need. That's what I see in this country. I see people who are already in the way they have today. If they continue to spend $1 million per day till they will die, let's assume they are 50, and they will spend like 40 more years or 80 or 50 more years. They will see that money. But yes,
they still want to. All right, call it an old wine and a new wine bottle. That's what it is. No matter how much training is given to them, same old. But let's move on to the Guardian newspaper for today. The big story here says real estate to slow justice system compounds investment uptake, 100 billion naira loss yearly.
Yeah, moving on. Arik Air kicks as Nano grounds aircraft over $2.5 million debt. Details are on page 4.
All right, so Mohaneze faction knocks Peter Obi over endorsement of protest.
Okay, moving on. Address Nigerians, reshuffle cabinet to start of protest. Ex-SGF tells Tinubu.
And also empty ATMs as a threat to CBN's cashless policy. Barrister, let's take a look at this issue. These are your areas of forte, and I think it's very important that we delve into it. Slow justice system compounds investment uptake, and we have it here. Lagos alone records over 3,000 property litigation in 4 years and 100 billion lost to frivolous court cases yearly. Help us make sense of this.
Yeah, once you are talking about property and you are talking Lagos with the population, what you are talking is litigation. You see Allen Avenue, for example, the property you see left, right, the left and at the right, down to the end, all of them are under litigation. All, not one that is missing. All of them are subject matters of litigation. So if you want to buy a property there, you are not only buying the property, you are buying litigation too. So the reason is because there is a lot of squabble over land in choice areas. Okay, Lekki, as you see, is deep. It's not deep into litigation. Okay, because people, communities will sell. A community will sell to you. Before they buy, they will say, it's community, go and see the Bale, go and see the Oba. You see the Oba, you see the Bale, you see this, the given community. Family will sell to you. Another person will come. You go and see the Bale, see the Oba, and then they will sell to him. Another person will come. They will sell to him. So they keep selling until they have sold to another community that will come and submerge that community. And everybody will be jostling for first in time. You start to hear things like lease spendings. You start to hear things like my C of O. Sometimes you have 3 C of O
for one property.
So it tells you that land administration is where the problem lies. Land administration. We don't have a proper land administration. Okay, when you go to Alausa to make a search, they will show you the property, they will show, especially a registered one, they will show you the family that owns it and all that. But what you will not see is how many persons that family have sold to. You can't see that in the system.
Because the persons didn't come to register?
Yeah, except maybe the first person has taken steps.
Okay.
So, do this application for a CFO and the registration of title and all that. So, at the end of the day, what you have is a convolution of it impedes investment. Reason being that even when investors are coming into the country, one of the factors of production is land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. That's an old school analysis. Some people say it has gone beyond that. Some people now say the factors of production today cannot be land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. That there's internet and there are other variables. I agree with them, okay? Because at the time Adam Smith came up with that, it didn't have facilities in the world. So, talk about what it is. So, we have in several occasions, okay, advocate for a system, okay, where you have an automation, okay, that all land that is under litigation in the court, okay, there should be a platform, okay, where all those cases will be spelled out. So that if you want to buy land, your lawyer will go to Alausa and search to determine ownership and title. Then after that, the lawyer will proceed to the platform to check cases under litigation, whether that land is among those under litigation and to whom and against whom. If you don't have that, there's no way you can determine what is under litigation. Under the sale of land, there's a lot of secrecy. There's so many things they will not tell you. There are, patent defects, and there's another one, patent and the latent defects. Okay? You have patent defect, you have latent defect. One, you can see the defects. When you get there, you see sand, you see blocks, you see fence. That's constructive notice. Anybody that is buying, seeing those things, knows that the person is out of whatever it is buying. He's aware there's constructive notice. Okay. The other is the one you don't see. And that is how many persons they have sold to. Or whether the person selling to you in the first place have title. So many people selling land don't even have title. A man cannot give what he does not have.
Okay, Barrister Philip, thank you. At this point, I want to ask you, assuming in a country we have a comprehensive data where things follow the due process, we will be having this issue in Nigeria, especially Lagos, for example.
You know what I'm saying? The administration of land system in Lagos is faulty. It's not, there are areas that are acquired by the government, okay? Even in those ones, you still have corruption in the allocation of title or the allocation of land. You find out that somebody has been allocated a plot, another person is allocated that plot, or somebody has been allocated a plot, a big man comes, the politician comes and says that is the place he wants. Then they call the other person to settle the other person and resettle him. Then you have individuals are selling, Omonile they are selling, community is selling, Oba is selling, ballers are selling. So this thing must come to an end. Most people don't even have memo that quad non habet. You cannot give what you don't have. You don't have title. You claim you have title. So if you had sold land to anybody and you did not acquire that land by inheritance, or you not acquire it by historical whatever, or by conquest or whatever, you are not a family member, you are not part of the community, but you have a relationship, maybe with the family. Even if you are a family member and you are not the head of family, and you sell as a junior person in the family, that sale is voidable.
All right, Barrister Tunji, let's equally look at this from your vantage point also. As in the political class, the governance structure, of course, run by politicians, how do you think they can better help to solve this problem so as to, just like Barrister Van said, increase investor confidence in the sector?
No, you see, the first thing to increase investor confidence is to provide an environment. And one of it is let them have a proper administration of the land. In other words, if you are buying any land, you are sure of what you are buying. You won't have to be afraid that after buying, some people will come and say, it's not your home, it's my home, and this and that. So the government do that. When you put in place a proper land administration process, whereby any interest in land is known. Once it's not known to the government, whether you have done the proper registration or not, once that interest is not, you must first of all, upon sale to one person, that person must notify the government of that sale. I'm not talking about registration now, I'm not talking about profession. Notification. But when that is in the system, once you come, you know this land you want to buy is already given to somebody. You get my point. They will be able to ascertain and that, because now most of the family lands, when they sell to 2, 3, 5 people, because as long as you are confident, if you go to Alasa, you won't see it. So you won't know who and who. When I say Alasa here, you know where Lagos. When you go to the Ministry of Lands or wherever you are supposed to do the investigation, you will not know because the person that has been told to has not even registered. And we have that attitude in this country. Most people don't even see that the importance of registering your title. They see that the waste of money. Some people will tell you, at that money that I will use in doing that paper, I will have completed my building or the half of it.
Some people collect the receipt of purchase, and they will show you that they have a land.
Yes, some people will tell you they have survey plan. Survey plan is not title. Anybody I can get survey plan of this where we are today, and I have it. I want to get it. On my own, I can do it. I can bring people there. They will do the measurement, and then I will do my survey plan. We don't even know.
But given the proliferation of taxes as a result of that, how do you think
that is also there?
Would that scare people away?
Because of the perfection sometimes too. It's very, very expensive sometimes.
It's part of the problem.
What I know, yes.
Part of the problem.
That's why most people run away from it because the government now see it as a means of money generation. They try about ensuring a proper administration. Their own is about money that will come from it. You see people. You see Dangote talk about paying $100 million this way. It's not about it may be the cost of perfection of the land. That's to obtain certificates. That may be the cost. So somebody bought a land of 5 million naira, and by the time he wants to perfect, he will spend like 2 million or more, or even above that 5 million naira. So people will see that what is the? I said, let me just continue. When I think it, I'll go and get. And again, most people who are investors into this property thing or whatever, they don't also engage professionals in doing their due diligence. They believe they know it or they.
Especially the Indians.
Yeah, they prefer
to go there themselves.
They prefer to go and see somebody in the Lausa who knows a lawyer. Because he works at the registry, they believe he knows everything. So like the fact that you want to learn, it does not mean you know the requirement or you know everything that has to be done. So but they believe in that, and those people at the ministry, or their cost or what the bill they will give you will sometimes some of them will be higher. Sometimes it will be lower than what a professional will give because he is just getting an additional fee. Whether if you give me 10,000 naira, it's okay for him because it's not part of it's collecting salary. He's not paying office rent. He's not paying salary staff. So if people want to buy land, must also not be in a rush to buy, and they must engage professional. Otherwise, they will just the money they will lose in defending the land they bought will be bigger than what they are supposed to pay before buying.
Very true. Ignorance is never an excuse, and that's the more reason why we should, of course, get services of professionals.
Yeah, get services of professionals. And when we return, it's one day to D-Day for the hashtag End Bad Governance protest. Stay tuned.